Hey, Basic Brian here. Another chapter of C.S. Lewis's Miracles. Now we're on to Answers to Misgivings. To show off the book for posterity. And the argument so far leads to no conception of souls or spirits floating about in the realm of nature with no relation to their environment. And there's some confusing parts that I will skip over. And the rational moral element in each mind is supernatural, a bargain struck on frontier fixed between reason and nature at that particular point, conditioned by the apparatus but not originated by it, is how sometimes the system works. It's not always clear. Like, he uses the example of a loudspeaker and an announcer in an arena, and the speaker doesn't really work without the equipment, the AV stuff. It gets amplified, but it's not the source. The announcer is the source of the content or the ideas. You can ignore supernature and treat the phenomena purely from natural side. He uses the example of looking at gardens indoors through a window and completely forgetting the glass in the window, which makes it possible to see the garden from outside the elements. And also when we read, we were reading without thinking of our eyes or how they work. And that's kind of how the supernatural is forgotten, not because it's remote or abstruse, but because it is so near and obvious, and it's basically how we function. And naturalists are so engaged about thinking about nature, they haven't attended to the fact they were thinking. Supernatural is not remote. It's a matter of daily and hourly experience, as intimate as breathing. Particular inquiries is to ignore the fact of your own thinking and concentrate on the objects. Since the 16th century, science, the minds of men have been increasingly turned outward to know nature and master her. And we've come to a disenchanted world, which the philosopher Charles Taylor talks about in his work. And the direct insights of reasonings and philosophers percolated to the masses by authority and tradition, to the regular people in concrete form of myth and ritual and the whole pattern of life. Plain men changed to find out by themselves these things, and that didn't happen before, and it's a daring experiment, though we can sometimes not trust the authorities or traditions, but at the same time, we're maybe a little too free and the possibilities are overwhelming. Regular people that go to the heights of sages now, and we're losing a distinction between the simple and the wise. Men and women are kind of expected to come up with their worldview themselves and learn that way. But the man who will neither obey wisdom in others nor adventure for himself is fatal. It leads to the possible superficiality, baseness, ugliness, and in the end, extinction. On or back we must go. To stay here is death. The presence of human rationality in the world is therefore a miracle, a proof, and C.S. Lewis has been showing this as a proof of the supernatural of God, a creator. Does supernature ever produce particular results in space and time except through the instrumentality of human brains acting or human nerves and muscles? And that is the end of that chapter, which what was it? answers to misgivings. Thank you for watching. See you again soon. All the best. Cheers.